Welcome back to K-EntBuzz, your #1 home for all the heart-tugging, soul-stirring stories from the Korean and Chinese entertainment world. Today, we bring you an emotional revelation that has shaken fans to the core. She's the sweetheart of the screen, the girl with the sunshine smile, but behind her eyes was a story no one saw coming. Brace yourself, because this is the side of Shen Yue you've never seen before. She's captured hearts with every role she's played, from the clumsy and lovable Dong Shankai in Meteor Garden to the many strong yet gentle characters that made her a household name. But who knew that beneath Shen Yue's radiant smile and bubbly personality was a world of pain, quiet battles, and hidden tears? In a recent sit-down interview that has since gone viral across fan communities and media outlets, Shen Yue opened up like never before. Her fans expected laughter, perhaps a few funny behind-the-scenes anecdotes. What they got instead was an emotional bombshell that left many viewers wiping tears from their eyes. Shen Yue's confessions weren't rehearsed, weren't glossy, and they weren't part of any promotional tour. It was real, raw, and heartbreaking. The 2025 interview began on a lighthearted note, with the host recalling Shen Yue's past successes and how she rose from a photography student to becoming a beloved actress in all of Asia. Her journey sounded like a fairy tale, and for years, that's exactly how the media had painted it. But as the conversation grew deeper, the host gently asked about the toll fame had taken on her emotionally and mentally, and that was when the mask of sunshine started to slip. With tears welling in her eyes, Shen Yue admitted that behind the glow of the red carpet and fan events, there were countless lonely nights. Sometimes, after a full day of filming, I would go home and cry myself to sleep, she confessed. Her voice cracked mid-sentence, and she took a long pause to compose herself. People see the smile, but they don't see how hard it is to always smile, even when your world feels like it's falling apart. Fans were stunned. Shen Yue, who had always seemed so full of joy, was actually fighting silent battles, unknown to the public. And then came the most heart-wrenching revelation. There were times when I questioned if I deserved any of this, if I was good enough, if people truly liked me, or if I was just a passing trend. She spoke about the pressures of staying relevant in the competitive world of entertainment, the criticism she silently endured online, and how harsh comments about her appearance and acting sometimes lingered longer than they should have. I tried to ignore the hate, but some days, it just gets too loud, she said, looking down as tears began rolling down her cheeks. It wasn't just career-related struggles that Shen Yue talked about. She briefly touched on the personal cost of stardom, the friendships she lost, the family moments she missed, and the relationships that couldn't survive under the public eye. You give so much of yourself to the world, she said, and sometimes you forget how to give to yourself. Her voice trembled when she talked about love. While she didn't mention any names, fans speculate that she may have been alluding to a deeply personal heartbreak, perhaps even referencing her rumored relationship with Dylan Wang. I once cared so deeply for someone, she said softly, but I realized that love in this industry often becomes a sacrifice. Not everyone is strong enough to weather the storms that come with it. And then she smiled, a small, sad smile, and said, "But I've learned that it's okay to break. It's okay to cry. Being strong doesn't mean you never fall apart. It means you keep going even when you do." The moment was so honest, so vulnerable, that the interviewer, visibly moved, simply nodded in silence. Fans watching online flooded social media with messages of support, expressing their heartbreak over her revelations and admiration for her courage. Hashtags like #ProtectionYue and #ShenYueYouAreLoved began trending almost instantly. In a world that often demands perfection from celebrities, Shen Yue reminded everyone that behind every carefully curated photo, every smiling selfie, and every polished performance is a human being, fragile, flawed, and deserving of compassion. Shen Yue also shared how she's working through her emotional journey. Therapy, journaling, talking to trusted friends, and learning to say no to projects that don't serve her soul. I used to be afraid of disappointing people, she said, but now I'm learning to choose myself too. She ended the interview with a touching message to her fans. You all have been my strength, even when you didn't know it. I read your letters, your kind messages. On days when I feel invisible, you make me feel seen. Thank you for loving me, even when I couldn't love myself fully. As the interview wrapped up, Shen Yue wiped away her tears and took a deep breath. The sadness hadn't disappeared, but in its place was something else. Honesty, healing, and the beginnings of inner peace. The world fell in love with Shen Yue because of her adorable smile, but now, that love runs even deeper. Because today, we saw not just a star, but a human soul bravely speaking her truth. And that, in itself, was more beautiful than any role she's ever played. If this story moved you, share it. Let Shen Yue know she's not alone. Leave your thoughts in the comments and show her the love she so richly deserves. Until next time, this is K-EntBuzz, bringing you the heart behind the headlines.